A hot, humid night, no fan, no air conditioning, no cold glass of water, within easy reach, just heat that refuses to let go even after the sun goes down. It's one of the most universal, most modern feeling complaints, tossing and turning, unable to sleep because it's simply too hot. And yet ancient humans, with none of our cooling technology, faced exactly this problem for hundreds of thousands of years. So here's the real question. How did they actually manage to sleep through nights our modern comforts still sometimes fail to fix? To understand the problem, you first have to understand what sleep actually requires from your body. Falling asleep depends heavily on your core body temperature dropping slightly, a signal your brain uses to trigger the onset of deep sleep. When the surrounding environment stays too hot, that natural temperature drop becomes difficult, sometimes impossible, which is exactly why hot nights feel so much harder to fall asleep in, even today with modern bedding and climate control. Researchers studying this connection have found that even a small increase in ambient bedroom temperature, just a few degrees above what's considered comfortable, measurably reduces the amount of deep, restorative sleep a person gets in a single night, regardless of how tired they are. This isn't a modern inconvenience layered on top of an otherwise simple biological process. It's a fundamental, hardwired requirement, and ancient humans, with no artificial cooling available, had to solve it using nothing but behavior, environment, and the body's own natural tools. Before we continue, if this kind of question is the kind of thing you enjoy thinking about, consider subscribing and sharing this with someone who'd find it interesting too. Now let's keep going. Some of the clearest evidence about how this problem was likely solved comes from modern researchers studying sleep patterns among contemporary hunter-gatherer societies, including the Hadza in Tanzania and the San in Namibia, groups that still sleep without electricity or modern climate control. These studies found something genuinely surprising. Nighttime temperature predicted when people fell asleep far more reliably than sunlight or darkness did. People in these studies consistently slept less and woke more often during the hottest nights, adjusting their sleep timing around the environment's cooling curve rather than any fixed clock. Interestingly, these same populations often showed shorter total sleep duration than typical modern sleep recommendations suggest is ideal, yet researchers found no clear evidence of chronic sleep deprivation or its usual negative effects, suggesting the human body may be considerably more flexible about sleep timing and structure than modern sleep advice sometimes assumes. In other words, rather than treating heat as an obstacle to push through, these groups appear to work with it, letting temperature itself help set the natural rhythm of the night. One especially interesting historical pattern is something researchers call segmented or biphasic sleep. Rather than one continuous block through the night, people slept in two distinct segments, separated by a period of quiet wakefulness in the middle of the night. Historical records describe this pattern extensively before the widespread adoption of artificial lighting, and some researchers suspect a version of this same pattern may have been common and genuinely useful in hot ancient environments as well. Waking briefly during the hottest, most uncomfortable stretch of the night, rather than fighting to stay continuously asleep through it, may have simply been a more realistic, more comfortable way to get enough total rest when the environment refused to cooperate all at once. This segmented pattern also had a practical social benefit. The quiet waking period in the middle of the night offered a natural opportunity to check on a fire, tend to a crying infant, or simply keep a half-alert watch for danger. Tasks that a single unbroken block of deep sleep would have made considerably harder to manage. Location mattered enormously as well. Ancient humans in hot climates consistently favored sleeping spots that offered natural cooling, caves and rock shelters that stayed noticeably cooler than open ground. Locations near rivers or other water sources where evaporating moisture lowered the surrounding air temperature, and elevated or shaded spots that caught whatever breeze was available while avoiding the trapped radiating heat closer to bare ground. None of this required any technology beyond careful observation and experience, simply learning over countless generations which specific locations reliably felt cooler after dark and returning to those same kinds of places whenever the heat became difficult to manage. In particularly hot regions, some groups appear to have shifted the majority of their physically demanding activity to the cooler hours of early morning and dusk entirely, deliberately resting through the hottest midday hours in whatever shade was available, a pattern that closely echoes the modern practice of taking an afternoon siesta in many traditionally hot climates today. Humans also carry a genuinely remarkable built-in cooling system: sweat. Compared to almost every other mammal on Earth, humans have an extraordinarily high density of sweat glands and rely on evaporative cooling far more heavily and effectively than most other species. This adaptation, alongside our relatively sparse body hair, likely evolved specifically to let our ancient ancestors stay active and hunt during the hottest parts of the day across the African savanna when many other predators were forced to rest. Some researchers argue that this exceptional cooling capacity was just as important to early human survival and success as any tool or weapon, since it allowed our ancestors to remain physically active for far longer stretches under direct sun than almost any other large mammal competing for the same resources. In the context of sleep, that same evaporative cooling system, combined with simply lying still and minimizing unnecessary movement, gave ancient humans a genuine physiological advantage in shedding excess heat even without a single modern convenience. So what did ancient humans do when it was too hot to sleep? They worked with the heat instead of fighting it, breaking sleep into manageable segments, choosing naturally cooler ground with real care, and relying on one of the most effective built-in cooling systems in the entire animal kingdom. The next time a hot night keeps you tossing and turning, it might help to remember this exact discomfort is ancient, deeply familiar, and something the human body has actually been quietly engineering solutions for the entire time it's existed, not to give you answers, to reveal the paradox. Every question has a story. Welcome to Human Mystery.